before you find the binding point, when you're crouching down, the crouch can go down as quick as you can, so you don't necessarily need to slowly release it. So just go. Ooh.
Sorry.
So what do you think about here? Do you think it's an uphill start or downhill or flat?
It's an uphill start.
Uphill, kind of uphill.
Yeah.
So you have to try and use the handbrake so that the car doesn't move backwards. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put the car in gear 1. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be doing lesson 2 with my wife Joanna here. So if you have not watched the previous lesson that we did, you can go ahead and watch it. It's somewhere on our channel. And so today is lesson 2, and we are going to be working on moving off and stopping, and also we're gonna be working on how to change gears. So if you haven't watched the previous lesson that we did, that was the first lesson, you can go ahead and watch it. It's gonna be somewhere on our channel, but I'm also gonna put it probably in the video description. So in the last lesson we were just working on, what were we working on in the last lesson?
Starting like the introduction, like getting used to the gears, the handbrake, and the biting point, and setting the revs.
Okay. And how did you go with that?
Yeah, I did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you remember what the biting point is?
So the biting point is when you clutch out, and then when the car starts sort of vibrating, then you hold it at that point.
Yeah, so that's where the kind of like the gears engage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And we try to learn how to hold the gear stick.
Yeah.
So you remember how to hold it when you're going from 1 to 2?
Yes, you palm facing outward.
Yeah. And then 3 to 4, 5, and 6? 3
to 4, you hold it palm towards you with the thumb at the top, and you put it 3, 4.
Yeah, that's correct. And then you remember how to put it in reverse as well.
Yeah, you have to lift that up first, and then palm facing away all the way to the end up. Yeah.
All right. And then when we're trying to move off, do we set the revs first, or do we find the biting point first?
We set the revs first.
Yeah, so you try and set the revs first. Yep, that's good. And in your last lesson, did you stall?
Yes.
How many times?
Once.
Okay, once. But we didn't do much moving. So today we're just going to do a lot of practice without moving off and stopping. So,
yeah.
Okay, so if you want to go ahead and adjust everything. So, yeah, so put the crash down, see if you're comfortable. Is the steering wheel okay, or it's in the way? Because if it's in the way, we can actually unlock it and move it up and down, or it's fine.
Maybe I might need to move it up.
Okay, so there's a thing there which you can use to unlock and pull it down.
Which thing?
Can you feel? Yeah, somewhere there. So it's pull it down. Yes, and then move it up. You might need to probably move it out a bit. And also pull the steering out a little bit and move it up. Maybe that's the highest it can go.
Okay, that's right.
So move it up and then lock it in place.
And then
lock it in place. Yep, good. Maybe lower the seat a little bit.
Okay.
Or if it's comfortable, you can leave it there. Yeah, maybe not too much, because you still need to see above the steering wheel.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Alright, so we can get our seat belts on. And then when when you're ready, you can start the car. Yep, that's fine. Is this mirror okay?
Yes.
And then this mirror?
Yes.
And the other one?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. So maybe first we're just gonna recap what we did in your last lesson. So crash down, go from gear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6.
One, 2,
I think you might need to, if that ever happens, just quickly crash out and crash back down. Okay, now crash back in and then go to 3. Yeah, good.
4, 5,
yep,
6.
that's it.
You want me to go down?
And then go down as well.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep. Yeah, so in the future you need to get to the point where you can move these gears in nicely. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. If you don't move it in properly, it can get stuck in the middle. So like here, if I'm in second and I go neutral, just move it a little bit here, it can actually get stuck somewhere here.
Yeah,
it's hard to do. So see that?
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that always when you put the gear in, you need to always make sure it goes in all the way.
Yep.
Okay. You don't need to use a lot of force, so no need to really like push up like that.
Yeah.
So really nice and gentle.
Okay.
You just need to feel where the gears like going in properly.
Okay.
Okay. Do it one more time without looking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep. 6 and then 5.
5.
Yep.
4.
3. Yep.
3. 2.
Yeah. And then 1. Okay. Keep the crash down. Go to gear 3. And then 2. And then 1. So 1, try and make sure your palm is again facing away from you. Your thumb also facing up. Okay, go to neutral. Go to 3. And then 2. Not quite. You need to move to the left. Yes, that's it. And then neutral. No, that's 3. Go to 2 again. Okay, neutral. And then 3. And then 2. Guess your hands need to be like adjusted first before. Okay, and now back to neutral. Okay, back to 3. And then 2. So I'll probably like, see how I tell you like go to 2. I'll probably like move my hand, adjust your hand first.
Okay.
Go back to 3. So move your hands first. No, not quite. Yeah. So your hands facing. Yes. And then I'll go neutral and then down. Yep, good. Back to 3. That was quick. And then 2. And then back to neutral. I think one thing I noticed, maybe you are being a little bit too, you're using a lot of force when you're moving the gear stick. When you're trying to go to 2, if you move it too much, you kind of like go to 4th. So make sure you go like gentle to neutral to the left and down.
Okay.
Okay, you can try. So go to 3. And then 2. Okay, good. Now back to neutral. And then 3. And then 2. Okay, back to neutral. and then go to 2 again, and then neutral. Okay, go to gear 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then back to neutral. Okay, that's good. And then the next thing we can do is to go find the biting point.
Okay.
So go crouch down. We're gonna find the biting point without setting the revs, just to make sure you remember. So go ahead and put the crouch, keep the crouch down. I think you forgot something.
Gear 1.
Yep. Okay. And then hold it there. Okay. Crouch back down. And then find the biting point again. Before you find the biting point, when you're crouching down, the crouch can go down as quick as you can, so you don't necessarily need to slowly release it. So just go. Ooh.
Sorry.
Okay. And then hold it there. Yep. Okay, now crouch back down, and then find the biting point again. And then crouch down. Yep. So you just move it down in one movement without a pause. Okay, try and find the biting point. Okay, now crouch back down. Alright, good. Alright, now let's practice setting the revs. Okay, and then bring out the crouch to the biting point. So listen to the car. When you bring out the clutch, the revs drops. So that's normal. That's fine. You don't have to worry if they drop. That's okay.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, now hold it there. You can feel like it's pulling you. Put on the right indicator. Okay, check your mirrors and then shoulder check. Okay, now release the handbrake, but keep the clutch steady. Keep the clutch steady. Good. And then after 3 seconds, get the clutch off. Yep. And then we're just gonna pull over. So indicate left, brake a little bit gently, come to the left a little bit as well. So remember, before you stop, move the clutch all the way down to the floor, but gently brake. That's good, very good. Okay, now back to neutral, handbrake on. So how was that? It was okay, yeah. So is it better than last time or is it the same?
Slightly better, but yeah, I can practice more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before we continue, we're gonna keep working on like moving off, stopping.
Yeah.
But before we continue, maybe let's talk about changing gear. You can actually remove the indicator for now. So when you change in gear, it's also kind of like a procedure that you have to follow. So when you are trying to change from, for example, from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. So because we are driving on this straight road, we might need to do a few gear changes here and there. Okay. Because you cannot just keep driving in first gear. So when you change in gear, the procedure is to stop accelerating, and then once you've stopped accelerating, quickly clutch down, change gear, and then you remove the clutch before you accelerate. Okay, so you can't use both pedals at the same time when you're changing gear. It's like accelerator off, clutch in, change gear, crash out, accelerate.
Okay.
But those things happens in a space of about 5 seconds.
Okay.
So you don't want it to like take too long, because otherwise the car is gonna lose momentum.
Okay.
And obviously if you have people behind, it's that kind of like getting annoying.
Okay.
So you're trying to stop accelerating. The clutch, remember, it can go down quickly.
Yeah.
But when it's coming out,
Slowly.
yes, slowly. Okay. If you release it suddenly, what's gonna happen?
Stall.
Yes. So 2 things can happen. It could either stall, or it's gonna jump. The car will like jump forward, which you don't want to happen.
Okay.
So we need to make sure when we're releasing it slowly. But when we're pushing it in, it can go in a bit quick.
Okay.
Okay. So let's try and move off again.
Okay. I'll just wait for the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But while you're waiting, like now, maybe you can already prepare.
Oh, okay.
So just go crouch down, and then go gear 1. And then go ahead and set the revs. Okay, try and feel the pedal basically. Yep, good. Now bring out the clutch slowly to the bite. But you don't want it to take too long as well. So you're trying to release it to the bite as soon as you can. Yep, good. You can mirror, shoulder check. Hold it for 3 seconds and then release. Completely release. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna keep accelerating. I think we're gonna stay in first gear for now, but we don't wanna be going too fast when we are in first gear.
Okay.
After this corner, we're gonna try and change to second.
Should I go?
So that way.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe let's pass this point as well.
Okay.
Okay, so a little bit more accelerator first, and then you can stop accelerating, crouch all the way down second, then crouch out slowly. Yep, good. Now accelerate. That's it. Okay, so here I think there is like there's gonna be a road coming up on the left, I think. So we will go left at some point. Okay, so it's that road there. It's a kind of actually the same road. It's just like a bending around. Which gear are we in now?
Second.
Okay, second. Yeah. Okay. So here we're gonna be turning left. That road there. Usually, yep, that's it. So here, when you're slowing down, you just use the brake. You don't need to crouch.
Okay.
Yeah. And here you can just follow the road around. Then we're gonna go ahead and pull over. So indicate left. So remember, brake gently, and then before you stop, crash down. That's good, very good stop. Okay. Okay, good. And then whenever you're ready, you can again move off. So same step. Yep, good. The only problem though, you need to start also looking.
Oh, yeah.
Then remove the indicator, and then we're gonna change to second. So stop accelerating, crouch down, second gear, crouch out fully, and then accelerate. Okay. Okay, so here there is a turn off. We're just gonna go right at the end. So remember, we are in second gear. So with this road like this, second is okay. And also you can hear that the car is not very loud, which means it's at the right revs. So that's okay. We don't need to change gear because we are not going fast enough. Okay, so we're gonna pull over on the left. Yep. Okay, good. Okay. So how was that? Yeah. It was better.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so with the moving off, so if you think we're gonna kind of like simplify it in about three steps. So when you're driving, you know, like you can move off from like a flat road like this. So like this is a flat road.
Yeah.
Okay. Or you can move up from a downhill position.
Yeah.
Or you can move off from an uphill position. Okay. So all of those three, when you're moving off, always think about where you are, because that's gonna contribute to how you should move off.
Yeah.
So for example, if you're moving off from an uphill position, what should you be careful about?
That the car doesn't speed going down.
From an uphill or downhill?
If you're up or you're going up?
You're going up. You're moving off from an uphill position. What do you think?
So if you're moving up from an uphill position, you're going up.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Oh yeah, so the car doesn't like roll back.
Yeah, so manual cars, they roll back a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, what about from a downhill position?
That you don't go fast.
It's gonna
Down.
start moving down, yeah?
Yeah.
What about flat road?
It's more stable, but it can still
Yeah, it's probably
jump.
it's not gonna move suddenly.
Yeah.
Okay. So which one do you think will be the easiest?
The flat.
It's actually downhill.
The downhill.
Yeah, downhill,
Yeah.
because you've got gravity, like it's kind of pulling the car down.
Yeah.
So the car will actually start moving without too much input from yourself.
Okay.
Okay. So when you're moving off from like a flat road, you actually shouldn't really need to worry about using the handbrake.
Okay.
So we don't have to always be putting on that handbrake whenever we like moving off from a flat road.
Okay.
We can move without using a handbrake.
Okay.
And then when you are also facing downhill, you don't have to worry about using a handbrake. So if you are going off from a downhill position.
Yeah.
Also from a downhill position, you don't have to worry about finding the biting point, because the moment you let the brake go, what do you think the car is gonna do?
It's just gonna go.
Yeah, it's just gonna start moving. And then the hardest is the uphill.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one you need the handbrake, you need the biting point, and also you need to make sure you have enough revs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try and move off from this flat road. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you how to do that.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and crouch down. Okay, good. And then put your foot on the brake, foot brake, and then press it down, and then go to gear 1. Okay, good. You can let the handbrake go. So take off the handbrake. So what we do here, we still need to set the revs and then bring out the clutch to the bite.
Okay.
Okay. So we're just gonna make sure no one is coming. Is there anyone coming?
No.
Okay. So go ahead and set the revs. There's the car. Okay. They come?
Yeah.
Okay, so
you can release the brake.
Keep the release the brake and set the revs. Okay, now what's gonna happen here, once you've got the revs, what's gonna happen is the moment you start bringing out the clutch, the car will start to move at some point. When you hit the biting point, the car will start to move too much. Okay, so now bring out the clutch to the bite. So when you maybe indicate right as well, mirror shoulder check. So when you get to the biting point, the car will move. So you may not necessarily feel the bite, but you know when the car starts to move that you are at the biting point. Yep, keep bringing the clutch up, up, a bit more up. Keep the revs as well. Start steering to the right. Yep, good. And then after 3 seconds, you can let the clutch go. Okay, and then we're gonna stop accelerating, change to second. So crouch down second, and crouch out. Yep, good. You can just follow the road around. Alright, so I'm gonna get you to pull over on the left. Let's go up a little bit past the driveway before you crash down. Yep, good. Now crash down. Alright. Okay, go ahead and go to gear 1. Handbrake on. Okay. Probably neutral actually. Put it in neutral. So what do you think about here? Do you think it's an uphill start or downhill or flat?
It's an uphill start.
Uphill, kind of uphill.
Yeah.
So you have to try and use the handbrake so that the car doesn't move backwards. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put the car in gear 1.
Okay.
So this is kind of like what we actually been doing. It's kind of similar. We've been using handbrake when we're moving off, so we are already ahead.
Okay.
So you follow the same procedure. I'll probably rev up to 2000. Okay, good. You can keep coming to the bite, it's okay. You don't have to push the clutch back down. The car is not gonna go anywhere unless you remove the handbrake.
Oh.
Okay. Now hold it there, now check again. And then there's a car. And then handbrake down. Hold it for 3 seconds. That's good. And then release. Yep. So when we go around the corner, after the corner you can change to second. So remember the procedure for changing to second. Yep, that's good. And then we can go left. let's take the next left. So remember which gear we're in?
2.
Gear 2. Okay. Right, and then go ahead and pull over on the left. Okay, that's good. So neutral and brake. Okay. What about this one? What do you reckon?
This one is downhill start.
Downhill start. So what are we gonna do differently?
I don't need the handbrake.
You don't need the handbrake, yeah.
So I just have to clutch down first gear. Brake.
Yeah, brake as well. And then when you remove the brake, what's gonna happen?
It's gonna start moving.
Yeah, so that means we don't have to worry too much about the biting point.
Okay.
Okay, we still need to remove the clutch.
Yeah.
So we usually, like, once the car starts to move, after like 3 seconds, you need to slowly start releasing it.
Okay.
A little bit slow though.
Yeah.
And then keep increasing the revs.
Okay.
So that the car goes faster.
Okay.
Okay, so let's try and do that. This one. Yeah, so when you're getting ready, you don't want to remove the handbrake before you press the brake.
Yeah.
So press the brake first and then gear 1 probably.
Okay.
And then remove the handbrake. Okay, good. Now start indicating and get ready. So mirror shoulder check. So, and then remove the brake. Remove the brake completely and then start releasing the clutch slowly while accelerating. So keep releasing the clutch. You don't want to hold it in for too long. Keep releasing it. That's it. All the way out. Okay. And then stop accelerating. Clutch down, second. And then clutch out. Good. So at the end of the street, we're gonna go right, but we're just gonna come to a complete stop. Okay, so indicate, don't crash in too early, so just wait until you are close and now crash down all the way to the floor. Once you've crashed down, you go to gear 1. Okay, what about this one? What do you reckon?
It's downhill, kinda.
Almost downhill, almost flat. It's kind of in between. So you still need to rev up a little bit maybe and bring out the clutch to close to the bite before the car can move faster. Okay, so you check anyone coming?
No.
Okay, so you remove the brake, a little bit of revs, slowly start releasing the clutch. Start releasing the clutch. That's it. And then remove the clutch completely. Okay, so what are we gonna do now?
We're gonna change gears.
Yep, good. Okay, good. Now keep increasing the speed. Stop accelerating, go to gear 3. So crash down, gear 3. And then clutch out. Okay. And then I'm gonna get you to change back to gear 2. So stop accelerating, crash down, gear 2, and then clutch out. Yep, good. Clutch all the way out. Yep. And then I'm gonna get you to pull over on the left. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so how was that?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So you saw, like, when you are like flat, downhill, uphill, you kind of like treat them a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's more like just doing a lot of practice with this. So you just need to, we're gonna try and go around a bit, and I'm gonna get you to stop a few places, and you're gonna be like you're gonna figure out which one to use. So either do you put the handbrake on, or maybe you just like let the brake go and the car is gonna roll forward. Okay, so you need to try and figure that out yourself. So let's try and move off when you're ready. Okay, can you remove the handbrake for a second? And then maybe go back to neutral. I need to explain something. So remove the indicator as well. I mean, I was supposed to say the indicator. Okay. When you are moving off, you need to prepare and then observe and then move. Okay. So see how there what you did was you observed before you even prepared. So you want to prepare first. So prepare, that means you go to gear 1 and then crash down gear 1, and then you can indicate. Yes, okay. Okay, so you probably have is this downhill or uphill?
This is flat.
It's flat. So what are we gonna do different?
I can release the handbrake.
Okay, so probably hold the brake a little bit, remove the handbrake. Okay, and then so you probably, I wouldn't really observe yet because you need to prepare. So that involves the clutch, the pedals. So set the revs first. Keep the handbrake down probably. Okay, now remove the brake.
I'll just.
There's a car.
Sorry, what was the instruction?
So remove the brake. So she's rolling a little bit. Okay. I mean, this is not really too uphill that you're gonna need to use a handbrake. What you could do, if you ease off the clutch a tiny bit, just a little bit, probably a little bit more. Okay. Now remove your foot from the brake. Go to the accelerator. Okay. Now look first. Yes. Hold the clutch for a little bit. Okay. Let's pull over and do it again. Okay, good. So same steps. So gear 1. And then brake. Remove the handbrake indicator. Yep. And then I'll probably observe when I'm ready. So when you're ready, that's when you check. I mean, you can have a quick look in the mirror, but remember, you need to check before the car starts to move. And then now just give it a little bit of revs. Hold the clutch, hold the clutch, hold the clutch. Yep, good. And then clutch out all the way. Okay. And then I'm gonna get you to pull over. Alright, good. Now you can try and move off again. I guess another thing you can always do here, keep the clutch down. You can always like ease off the brake a tiny bit and see if the car is gonna roll backwards. Because this is not a hill. It's not a hill, but sometimes they can roll back because the road maybe might be on a little bit of an angle. So just take off the brake a little bit and see if it's gonna roll. Is it gonna roll? Or? A little bit? Okay, so if it's rolling backwards a little bit, that's when you can slightly take off the clutch a tiny bit before you accelerate. So maybe about that much, and then now go indicator, and then take off the brake, So remember, don't rush off of the clutch. Okay, take off the brake, little bit of revs. Ease off the clutch a little bit. That's it. And then now remove the clutch all the way. And then what are we gonna do now?
I'm gonna change gears.
Yep, so change the second. Person reversing off. I don't know if they saw you. Okay, they saw you. Alright, so let's turn left. And then you can go ahead and pull over somewhere on the left, and always check as well to see if there's nothing on the left. Yep, good. Okay, so how was that?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
No.
No questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one there is kind of like the in between, what I would call in between the uphill and the flat. Okay. So if the road is not uphill, you can tell that it's kind of almost flat.
Yeah.
You don't need to use the handbrake always. Okay, because that can actually be, I guess that would be a lot of work, isn't it? Okay. So if it's a little bit on an angle but it's not uphill, you just need to do what we just practiced. Okay. But like here, do you think the car will try and roll backwards or no?
I don't think it will.
You don't think it will?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so let's try and move off again. So this time, if it's not gonna go back, you can quickly set the revs and move on. Just have another look. Yep, good. Yep, good. Okay, so at this one, I'm gonna get you to go right, but we're gonna stop first. So you can put on the right indicator, and then go up a little bit before you crouch in. Crouch down, and then think about what you need to do, okay? So I'll probably always think about which gear I'm in as well. Remember, you are on an uphill. It's an uphill start.
Okay.
So you need to remember how to do it.
Yeah.
That's good. Very good. Then increase the speed. Could go maybe to 35 and then change to gear 3. Yep. What happened there?
I think I released it too quick.
Yes, it was too quick. You can feel the car jerked a bit. So here, when you get to the corner, obviously you probably need to slow down. So whenever you are slowing down, you also need to drop the gear, so that you have a little bit more power. Yes, good. Okay, I'm gonna get you to pull over. Yep, that's good. And then you can do one more moving off. So this is probably the last one.
Okay.
Before we finish the lesson.
Yeah. So catching one indicator, set the rest. Biting point.
Yeah, that's good. It did jack a little bit, but that's alright. Okay. So remember what you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And then I'm gonna get you to turn left. Okay, I'm gonna get you to turn left again. And then pull over on the left. But don't hit the cap.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. When you were pulling over, did you feel anything?
Yeah, the car was vibrating because I wasn't pressing the clutch.
Yeah. So usually before the car stalls, it actually vibrates a little bit to give you a warning that it's about to stall.
Okay.
So it's good that you crashed in.
Yeah.
But if you didn't crash in, then it would have stalled.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. You can try and move off here when you're ready.
Okay.
Yep, good. Then bring out the clutch all the way first. Yep, that's it. Okay, we're gonna go right at the end, but I'm gonna get you to stop first, completely stop first before we turn. Okay, good. And then try and move off when you're ready. I mean, like, you need to look, obviously.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna get you to pull over on the left. So what did you think about that moving off you did last?
I didn't clutch out quick enough
and
when I was trying to accelerate and the car complained.
Yeah, and also like you can imagine if there was other cars coming,
they would have hit me.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why you need to always make sure you're getting that clutch out within the about 2-3 seconds.
Yeah.
You don't want to hold it in too long because the car is not gonna respond. It's not gonna move. There was something else you did wrong though. Do you remember?
No.
So when you're moving off, what type of moving off was that?
That was downhill.
Kind of downhill, yeah. So what's the procedure? Which gear?
Gear 1. I was in 2. Yeah.
So that's yeah. So you were very lucky there. You could have stalled actually if you were on a flat road or uphill.
Okay.
The reason you didn't stall is you kept the clutch in for a little bit too long, which is called actually clutch costing. So you were riding the clutch for a little bit there, and you managed to move off in second. So that can happen. It can move off in second, but you should not be riding the clutch. So you need to be in first gear. Give the car a little bit more power. Okay. Did you have any questions with the lesson today?
No, I just have to
just keep practicing. Okay. All right.
And remember the steps depending on where the car is going.
Yeah. All right, that's good. So in your next lesson, we are going to do a little bit more turning left and turning right. Okay. So that's gonna help you a little bit with practicing the moving off. Because you might come to the end of the street and you might need to stop. And once you stop, you need to always go back to first gear. And then you need to remember, okay, I'm downhill or I'm uphill or I'm on a flat road. So you need to remember which procedure to follow. Okay. So next lesson, turning left, turning right. Okay. All right, guys, that's it for this lesson. If you enjoyed watching the lesson, you can give the video a thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next lesson.